My dear listeners, today I want to tell you a story. A real story. A painful story. A story that taught me something so important. That it changed the way I look at every stranger in my life. You know, we meet strangers every single day. The man at the shop. The woman at the bus stop. The taxi driver. The guard outside the school. And we tell ourselves, I know what kind of person this is. We judge by the face, the clothes, the posture. But most of the time, we are wrong. Terribly wrong. This is what the famous book Talking to Strangers tries to teach us. That we think we understand people. But we don't. We misread them. We misunderstand them. And sometimes, we ruin lives because of it. And my story, my dear listeners, is exactly about this. It was a cold winter evening. I went to pick my daughter up from coaching. As I reached the corner of the street, I saw a man standing alone. Tall, thin. A rough beard, messy hair. A torn coat. And a sadness in his eyes that felt heavy. The moment I saw him, my heart whispered to me, stay away. He looks dangerous. Don't make eye contact. We all do this, don't we? We see someone who looks troubled. And we assume they are trouble. I walked past him, holding my daughter's hand tightly, not even acknowledging his existence. When I returned later, an old woman at the chai stall said to me, so many people have passed by him. But no one helped. He's been standing here since morning. He lost his daughter in the crowd. And he can't find her. I froze. He wasn't a danger. He wasn't suspicious. He wasn't a threat. He was a father. A broken father. And I judged him in 2 seconds. Like his face was a book. And I could read the whole story. But the story was different. Completely different. Days went by. But that moment did not leave my mind. It kept circling inside me. Why did I think he was dangerous? Why did I feel fear before compassion? And then I remembered something. Malcolm Gladwell wrote in Talking to Strangers. We assume we can read people. We assume faces tell the truth. But faces lie. And our assumptions are even bigger lies. I realized. I only saw his coat. His beard. His tired face. But I never saw his pain. And life. Life decided to teach me that lesson one more time. A few months later, I was walking home from the market. It was almost midnight. Shops were closing. Lights were dim. And the street was quiet. As I passed the small park near my street, I saw a young boy sitting alone on a bench. Head down. Shoulders shaking. Like he had been crying for a long time. Immediately, my mind said, addict. Troublemaker. He'll ask for money, avoid him. I turned to walk away. But then, I remembered the father on the street corner. This time, I stopped. I walked slowly towards him. And asked gently, are you all right, Beta? The boy looked up. His eyes were red. His hands were trembling. Auntie. My phone got stolen. It was my first day in this city. I don't know anyone. I can't call home. I'm scared. He wasn't dangerous. He wasn't suspicious. He wasn't anything I imagined. He was just a scared child. I gave him water. Asked the shopkeeper to lend his phone. Called his family. And waited with him. Until his brother arrived. That boy hugged his brother tightly. Then turned to me and said, Auntie, people saw me. And moved away. You were the only one who asked. My dear listeners. That night I felt something break inside me. It was my arrogance, my false confidence, that I could understand people just by looking at them. Talking to strangers says we trust the wrong people and fear the wrong people because we judge too fast and too poorly. We look at faces and think we see the truth, but faces hide more than they reveal. Now listen carefully, because this is the heart of the story. Every stranger you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing about. The rude cashier may have lost a loved one. The angry driver may be carrying a burden too heavy to speak. The quiet woman might be dealing with something that would break you if you knew it. But we humans, we judge them anyway. Gladwell says it beautifully. We default to truth. We assume people are honest when they may not be. And we assume some people are dangerous when they absolutely are not. We misread expressions. We misread emotions. We misread intentions. And the price is often paid by innocent people. After that night, I made myself a promise. I will not judge anyone just because they look a certain way. I will not decide someone's truth before I hear their story. I will not assume that I can read a heart with just my eyes, because I have learned we don't talk to strangers, not because they are dangerous, but because we are scared of discovering how wrong we usually are. My dear listeners, if this story teaches you even one thing, let it be this: approach people with humility, not assumptions; with compassion, not suspicion; with curiosity, not conclusions. Zindagi Bohat Choti Hai. Or Lagan Kadard Bohat Gare. Next time you meet a stranger, remember this story. And remember, talking to strangers, the world would be a kinder place if we stopped assuming and started listening.